Looks like it's saying that we're live, so hopefully we are live.
That we are.
How are you doing this evening, sir?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I am living the dream. And yes, hello, Gun Nation. 17 is on vacation. However, he might be joining us, and Honest said he would probably jump in here in a little bit. So it's us two right now, and hopefully everyone's happy with that. But so what has been new with you, sir?
Man, just crank it along. You know, every day's new adventure. How about yourself?
Oh, just doing the same thing. A lot of fun last week, you know, when I was down there. Glad we got to visit and shoot together. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Had a good time. Thank you for your hospitality.
Of course.
So, yeah, when you come to Texas, you'll have to come stay with me and we'll have a good time too.
Okay, sounds good.
But so what has been, is there been anything on the radar for you that has got you all excited or, you know, ears perked up or anything like that?
On the radar, no, not necessarily very much. There's still plenty to work through here. Yeah, Dexter, I did take up a TGC on their offer. That was a lot of fun. I'll tell you what, they're good guys. They really are. We're going to have John on this chat here eventually. So that'll be a lot of fun. Something very different for us all. But yeah, no, just trying to work through a bunch of stuff. Just did that top 10 polymer video, and of course the TGC thing. The XTAR video comes out this weekend, so it's certainly been very busy behind the scenes, and a couple of Patreon videos are already out exclusive to those guys there. So it's things have not slowed down at all.
Yeah, and when I was there, I got to check out that XTAR because, you know, I've seen it on videos, but I've never seen it in person. And man, it's amazing how light that little rifle is.
Yeah, it's incredibly light, but it also is a fantastic shooter as well. I've been very impressed with it. I have not run it with a can yet, but that's the next objective. But I want to kind of see how the video goes and that sort of thing. And I need to start thinking about maybe a comparison with it. And I haven't decided what it's going to be yet. The Patreons are helping me decide that one, so we'll have to see.
Yeah, I saw your grouping, you know, from that target. It was definitely impressive, but. Yeah, you know, I was thinking about this today. I was like, is there, you know, and I know we've talked about this and we talk about it quite a bit, you know, is there anything out there that's super exciting and that we're, you know, like chomping at the bit for? And nothing's really exciting me. However, and if you'll remember back when, I mean, of course it was at NRAM and they were, you know, sneak peeking it and showing it and doing all this other stuff and even had a shooting video on it. But the Nemo Monarch, you know, the all alloy pistol and everything, you know, that was supposed to be earth shattering. And I know Harry put his hands on it. You know, I had a lot of people like saying that I reached out to, and I'm like, hey, check it out for me. Let me know what you think. You know, TN Steyer, Harry, everybody did. And, you know, I was excited about it. And literally it has fallen off the map. I mean, There's no pictures, there's no talking about it. And I'm just wondering, you know, maybe because of like, the Walther, you know, the steel frame Walther, how it kind of came out and then, bleh, you know, fell or just went away or whatever because of the pricing. I'm just wondering if Nemo kind of stepped back and looked at that and thought, man, I don't think we're going to do this right now.
You never know. That would be very odd, especially, I mean, they were done with it, you know, I mean, it was ready to release and everything. So it'd be very strange if for some reason they backed out. I don't understand that at all. So who knows?
Yeah, because it was literally supposed to be. I mean, I, you know, reached out to them and everything, and they're like, "Yep, it's going to be out," you know, da 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 da. And that was over 2.5 months ago when they said it was going to be out, like for sale. And I don't know what the heck happened.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe they pulled it back because they discovered an issue. They're going to work on it and bring it back out. Who knows?
Yeah, because Harry and I talked about it, you know, and he was like, it's really big, you know, you'll like it. And of course, here's his comment, you know, that Nemo was made for you, Big J. But he just didn't see many people loving it, you know, like I would or whatever, because he said that it's really a big gun. And I'm wondering if that might have, you know, scared some people off from it, or who knows? Or maybe they got a lot of feedback from NRAM and maybe the pricing wasn't right, you know, who knows? So
yeah, very possible.
They might have stepped back and thought about, you know, hey, we need to do something different or find a way to lower the price or get it more reasonable, you know, who knows?
Right.
But I had a little thing that I was going to talk about, and I can wait a little bit. But there was if you could have, and we never really talked about this. We talked about like what's the gun that you know you could probably afford, but you don't have, but you might want. But what is like a holy grail gun? I mean, it's probably not within your reach, but if you could get it, what would it be? It can be a rifle, pistol, whatever.
You know, I don't know. Now there is one that I'm actually pretty seriously thinking about, but right now it's absolutely out of the reach. And it's inspired a little bit by Harry. You know, I did his EDC X9. I actually would like to try the EDC X9L. I think that'd be a lot of fun, and just kind of see what that's all about. You know, I don't know. I don't really have any major wish lists, guns. Things just kind of pop up in my head and you know, last minute, and I sort of go for it. But no, not me. How about you?
Definitely. Like I agree with guns and guitars. You know, the Yeet Cannon is my holy grail gun. I'm joking. Probably my holy grail gun, and I mean, you know, I've checked prices on it, and there's no way I could do that. But it would probably be like well, I know that it would be like an FN saw. You know, like an M249. I just think they're freaking awesome.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, I'm not black and white. There, Ferrets is asking why I'm black and white. I'm just wearing camo, and my room is gray. So I don't have the Longhorn orange room.
Yay!
Horns up. But yeah, it's my camo. You can't see me. I'm incognito. But yeah, I think the saw would be really cool. I've shot one, but man, the prices on those things are just crazy.
Yeah, and Drusifer said his would be a custom Nighthawk double stack. That would be a pricey firearm as well.
Yeah. Well, hell, you know, for the longest time, I wanted the double, you know, 1911. Remember the two 1911s they put together?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I thought the thing was awesome, but $7,000. I'm just like,
no.
Yeah, that wouldn't.
So it's funny. REB is saying, what guns are on the desk? Show and tell, please. So I got to tell a story. So you guys know I released that top 10 polymer video, and I got a lot of flack for it. There were a lot of great suggestions and comments, but over and over again, there were several firearms that people mentioned that they were surprised that were not on the list. One company in particular, and that was CZ. And you know, I thought long and hard about that list, and partially I was going off of based on what I have right now. And typically, if it's stuff that I have right now, it's the stuff that I'm really focused on and into and impressed with and that sort of thing, by and large. But I wanted kind of a broad spectrum in that video. I didn't want it all to be the very same thing. I thought that would have been kind of dull and not. A little bit of diversity in there, but the one firearm that people gave me trouble with over and over and over again was the fact that I did not have a CZ on the video, not a single one. And people were saying the P10C or S or F or the P07 or the P09, what have you. And you know, I thought about doing some honorable mentions, but it just kind of ran out of time. And that video took for freaking ever to make because of all the crap I had to pull into it. So thankfully I didn't have to go to the range and do all that, but the editing probably took 4 hours on that video, which it doesn't seem like when you watch it, doesn't seem like it would, but it took forever. So I didn't get to do that, but I decided tonight, REB, that I would only have CZs on the table. And I'll tell you what, it's funny because I have like the TSO. I have not had this firearm out of the safe in months and months. I've not handled this thing, and I've forgotten how wonderful this firearm is, how good it feels in the hand, and how substantial this thing is. It is an absolute It's an absolute beast. The SPO1 orange, you guys see that on the chat from time to time. The PO1 Omega, one of my favorites. Some great lock grips on that. Actually, lock grips on everything. They're champions, and of course the Shadow 2. You guys know I'm planning a Shadow 2 and X5 revisit with the Legion, so that'll be an interesting thing. And I think I caused a little bit of a stir with somebody out there on YouTube about that comment last week on the 4 guys chat. And I think it'll be an interesting matchup between that and the X5 Legion. So that's what I've got on the table tonight, a bunch of heavy CZs, and I love every single one of them.
And is your table bowing?
It is bowing a little bit. And it's funny, some of the comments were, they were calling me fanboy, like SIG fanboy and that sort of thing. And I think a lot of you guys know me pretty well. I'm really not a fanboy of anything. I like all guns. I like a broad range of guns, and I don't have really a particular problem with any one brand or any one major brand in particular. I mean, I kind of like them all. But CZ, some people were saying, there are no CZs. Clearly you're a CZ hater and a fanboy of this and a fanboy of that and everything. And I was just like, man, you don't know me very well. I love CZ very much. It just didn't make it to the polymer list. I don't think that's their strength. I think their strength is in their steel firearms and their alloy firearms. And that's where CZ shines. And so when a steel video comes out at some point in time, I imagine you'll see a couple of CZs on it.
You think just a couple?
I think maybe a couple. I think so. Young Guns saying, when you didn't pick the Phantom in the top 10 polymers, I was so mad and not really. And that's another one. I mean, I love the Phantom. It's a great firearm. Mm-hmm. And that is one, and I've told you guys before, that's one I'm really mad that I let get away. And I think eventually I will get a Phantom again. And maybe it'll be a project gun or something like that. But you can't please everyone. The other one was the VP9. Over and over again, people said, why didn't you have a VP9 on there? And it's the same sort of deal. I had one guy saying, because you didn't have a VP9 on the list as number 1, you suck. You're clearly a fanboy because you had SIGs on there. And I was like, it's funny that you're calling me a fanboy, but you say that HK VP9, that has to be number 1 and nothing else matters. I feel like you're being a little bit of a fanboy as well. So he didn't like that comment very much.
Yeah. Well, and like you said, you can't please everyone. And it's, sometimes people's taste or opinions, they can change with guns. And I'm sure, it's not that you don't like it. It's just that, it was top 10. It wasn't top 15 or top 20 or top 30, so, I mean, there's only so many you can put in there. So,
Right.
Oh, and well, hang on. Dennis B actually kind of sums this up with his comment right there.
Thanks, Dennis. Appreciate it, man. I know. I'll tell you what. A lot of people saw the reality of it, and I was trying to make the point that Glock is not special. It really isn't necessarily special. It's a dual firearm. It does everything okay. It does everything well enough to check all of those boxes, and it's consistent and it's reliable. And you can mess around with, parts and that sort of thing, but it's not a specialized firearm in any regard whatsoever. And there were some people that got that. There were some people that were like, I agree with you about Glock. It's not that special. It's not terrifically exciting, but because of its record and its reliability and blah, 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 it should probably be number 1. But boy, there were some other people that were pretty bent out of shape. 1776.
What's up, everybody? Can you guys hear me?
Yeah. What are you in a tanning bed?
Dude, I am like 15 shades darker. I didn't think it was possible.
Yeah.
But you can see like right around my eyes and stuff.
Yeah.
So I was listening to the live stream and I heard all these people talking shit about CZ again. So I was like, I don't really want to get in this conversation, but I figured, you know what? Someone's got to save you too, so it might as well be me.
There you go. It's been quite an adventure, but that video certainly has sparked a lot of debate, as I figured it probably would. So good times.
Okay, well, I did ask a question. I don't know if you heard 17, but we got to get yours. And now, if you could have it, okay, I understand you're in a weird state. Some things you can get, some things you can't. But what would be your holy grail gun? Like, no matter cost, just if you could get it.
Holy grail gun, no matter cost.
Rifle, pistol, whatever.
Geez, I don't really know, to be honest with you. I don't really know.
Dream
I
gun.
like to have an old-fashioned Gatling gun.
Okay.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah.
Like a wind-up, just going bop, 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 bop,
Yeah.
bop, and just
Yeah.
chewing stuff up. So I
Yeah.
may shut the camera off here because I'm on my cell phone.
Okay.
So I may shut the camera off from time to time so I can move around so you guys don't get like seasick or anything.
Okay. Well, it's time for you to come out of that closet too.
No, it's looks here. I'll show you. I don't know if you can see that, but that's the beach down there. Can you see that?
Awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, it's been raining all day long today.
Oh, damn.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, but it was sunny for about 3 hours. I went across on a ferry to a different island, and then we came back, and now it's downpouring. I guess there's a tropical storm out there somewhere, but tomorrow's supposed to clear up. So tomorrow's my last day here, and then I fly out Friday morning.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Every good thing has to come to an end, unfortunately.
Oh man, it's been great. It's been great. It's been eye-opening. It's been I have to tell you guys, you know, and I know this isn't like what we normally talk about on the 3 guys chat or the 52 guys chat, whatever it is now. This has been a very eye-opening experience in a lot of different ways, especially with the government here and the governor who finally stepped down here, and just watching the people protest in the streets. And they actually got it right. They didn't shed any violence. There was no bloodshed. There was no killing. The people were pissed. And they spoke up, and the guy stepped down finally. And then a lot of other things came out. And then when I went to the other island today, you begin to realize just how incredibly beautiful it is here. And the people are awesome. You know, the people in Puerto Rico are fantastic, at least the people that I've met. You know, obviously you're going to get the bad ones, but that's everywhere. But they're so awesome. They're just really nice, very proud. But they've got to get this government under control here. The abuses here, the poverty, the unemployment, the drugs, it's unbelievable. And it's a paradise here, man. It's paradise.
So it's like a really pretty Detroit, or excuse me, Baltimore.
I wouldn't even say it's as bad as that. I mean, we've been out every night on the street. We haven't gotten shot or killed, which is good.
That's good.
But it's just that, you know what? The bag of shit that has been sold for years on this island by, of course, the Democratic Party, by the way, is just destroyed the island. And, you know, I was talking to this old guy who would work because they sell coffee beans. It's like there's coffee bean plantations everywhere on this island. And there are so much coffee beans right now, but they don't have anybody who will pick them because they've either left because of the last hurricane, or a lot of people are on social welfare because that's what they were given, because that's what's kept the Democrats in power. And now the people have finally said, that's it, it's enough. So I'm hoping there'll be a drastic change here. But it's absolutely beautiful. I mean, I can't complain. You know, I got to see a lot of my family I didn't even know. On my grandmother's side, my father, we went over to his place of birth today. That's where we were at. It was just great. It's been great. I can't complain.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. So, are you able to carry there?
No, I thought about trying to get my pistol permit, but my wife said you're an idiot, so I couldn't do that. But it's fairly easy. You just have to pay $100, which is kind of crazy. You have to pay $100 for a tax stamp that allows you then to carry a gun. But you have to. It's kind of, you have to go into the police station. You have to have two recommendations from people. And then pay the $100 tax stamp. You have to get fingerprinted. So it's a lot like New York, which is kind of interesting, but it's quicker here. So, I mean, I could have done it, but I was like, I mean, I don't have time. And I'm not going to be down here, you know, anytime soon again. So,
yeah.
Right.
That's cool. Now, is there any, we talked about earlier, is there any gun that's on your radar?
You know, right now, no. I mean, there hasn't. Well, I should say the Masada. I do like the looks of the Masada, although I'm a little bummed out that it's a Glock 17 size and not something a little bit smaller, a little bit more compact. But it is, you know, more of a duty pistol. But you know, right now I haven't even shot the 225. I've got the Caracol, which I'm hoping will come in soon, and that Beretta 90-2. So I don't really have anything else on the wish list at this point. I mean, my summer, I think, will end with those three, and then we'll see what's in store for the spring or the fall.
Yeah, the Masada, kind of reminds me of like the FNS 9 or the Glock 19X, because it's got the, the full size grip, and that's appealing to have a 17 round grip. Or I know in your, in 17s, it's 10, but just the fuller size grip, and the price point on that thing is like crazy, $419.
Right. Yep. So, I think it's in the same league as a CZP-10.
Yeah, and if somebody's wanting to get into a carry optic ready pistol at a low price point, that could be the way to do it. I mean, as far as the the plastic plates and stuff like that, I mean the polymer, they could they could end up compressing over time. You might have to keep tightening them up, something to that effect. But hey, if it runs and works, it's all good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I just want to see like a long-term test. I've seen people shooting them, and someone said they already had 3,000 rounds through it. But I want to see like a normal person, that maybe we follow that might have one and shoot the hell out of it.
Yeah. So I can't see any questions either, just so you know. So
yeah, no problem. Well, shooting with Uncle Dan has to go watch his grandkids, so he's saying good night. So
Good night.
Later, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Okay, yeah. Music saying the Masada takes the Venom, the RMR, and the Delta Point Pro. So I guess that's the plates that come with it. I knew it came with 3 of them, or 3 or 4. I didn't know which ones, though.
See, now again, is that an advantage over a CZ again because of the fact that it comes with the plates? You don't have to buy them.
Yeah, and it could be. And, like Music saying her Glock plate came loose. And I think we talked about this before, and I don't know if she does, but I think we talked about this. I always have to, you should always blue Loctite your bolts. I know some people don't, and they will back out. So Music, if you didn't blue Loctite it, definitely do that. And if you did, let us know.
Ranger 10 is saying, is anybody on the panel finding it hard to find new guns to review? Seems as if the gun blitz is slowing down.
Yeah. I mean, I think it is. There's just nothing super exciting out there. Or in my opinion, there's not right this second. There's a lot of guns that are out there, but nothing that's just jumping out at me. Now, we can all answer this question. Tactical Consideration is asking about the Canik TP9 SFX. What's your opinion on that?
Giant piece of shit. I have a very sordid history with Canik, so I'm very biased. But I mean, honestly, I know the price point is better than a Walther, but it's basically a Walther. I mean, it's basically the same gun as the Q5.
Yeah.
I mean, it's got a great trigger. I think we could all agree to that. It's got a nice trigger. The only thing I always felt was a little off with Canik was the top. The slide is so loose to the frame. It just wiggles too much. It does a lot of rattling that comes out of that baby. And some people will argue, well, the loose tolerances and all that other stuff. But I don't know. I think it translates into maybe a gun that's not built necessarily as well. And I'm probably wrong. And I'm sure somebody will tell me I'm wrong. But, I just didn't have a good experience with Canik, and I probably would never go back to a Canik.
Yeah. What do you think, Chaos?
I had the opposite experience. The first one that I tried was the Elite, and it was a good gun. And then the SFX was a great gun, especially for the money. I like the options that came with it. Cut for an RMR. It had good sights. I mean, for the money, I thought that was a very good deal, especially if you wanted something economical that you could compete with and home defense and all that kind of stuff. So it did well. And then the Elite Combat was just tremendous. It was a fantastic firearm. In fact, several people mentioned that on that latest video, why I didn't include that. Now, it's not here anymore. And that's another one that's kind of a bummer that it's gone. But I sort of felt like I had to walk away from it while it was still warm and move on to some other things. But it was a very good gun. And I would say out of the box, that may be one of the best polymer triggers out there. I know a lot of people are going to disagree with that, but I firmly believe that that's a tremendously good trigger. All of them are. I mean, they are impressive.
Yeah. Now, of course, I touched them, played with them and stuff in stores, but I had not shot one till I shot yours. It was gosh, what, a couple of years ago, maybe, or I don't know. I know it's been at least a year and a half. But anyway, I shot yours, and the first thing I noticed about it, out of the box, of course, it has a great trigger, and it comes with everything that you need. But the thing that I noticed about it is the balance. It really felt, it just felt awkward. And I'm not trying to discredit the gun or anybody that has one. It's just the muzzle felt super, super light, like in the front. It just felt weird, like it wasn't proportioned correctly, if that makes any sense. But as far as the options that you get, the price that you can get it for, Red Dot Ready, I mean, I think it's a good option if that's what you want to go with. Me personally, I wouldn't buy one. I wouldn't, but I think for what you get out of the box, it's quite a bit of bang for the buck.
Right. Yeah, I hear you. It looks like it's you and I for now.
Yeah, I guess he fell off. But, here, well, yeah, I don't know what's going on. He might have a bad connection. I'll throw him back here just in case. Yeah, and then I did see, and I actually saw the picture of it, and then Honest put it on his Instagram. Did you see the picture of the P10? Now, it's not the P10F. It's the P10 long slide that somebody made. A company made it.
Well, I would imagine wouldn't it be just a C or an S with a longer slide?
Well, it looked like a full-size grip. Now, it might have not been, from the picture, but it looked like it had a longer slide than even the F.
Well, maybe. I don't know.
So, I don't know.
How much longer of a slide do you need?
Well, I mean, if you're not shooting a red dot, red dot, it doesn't matter about the slide length. But if you're shooting irons, a longer sight radius can be beneficial to a lot of people. So
I think actually 10 inches is minimum now for handguns.
Yeah. At least 52 yards.
Right.
Yeah. Here's an interesting question. Of course, from Ball and Curious. What is this split screen shit? This is actually technology that's really good. It's called StreamYard. But it allows you to do all kinds of creative stuff. So I'm actually kind of digging this. But let's see. And this is actually a very valid question. Any SBRs coming up, guys?
Well, not specifically, not like NFA items necessarily, but more PDWs. I mean, the XTAR drops this weekend. In talks with Banshee, with CMMG right now, not Banshee, but CMMG for the Banshee. I would really like to try that. I mean, that's been on the kind of the wish list for a little while now, and I'd actually really like to try B&T. I think that would be a lot of fun. So kind of heading down the PDW path right now. That's really a big interest of mine. But no SBRs in the true sense of the term. No.
Yeah. And what's funny is I was actually talking about this with Harry today a little bit, the SBRs good thing is, of course, we have a lot of pistol braces and things like that, nowadays, where we didn't have that in the past. But I just have this thing about paying the government, tax stamps and, registering all this crap. And it's not a conspiracy thing. I'm not that guy, but I just think that it's really bull crap that we have to do that. It shouldn't be that you have to do that. It should just be that you can have what the hell you want to have. But I feel a little differently about some of that stuff. I think they're really cool, but just paying all that extra money for that just doesn't appeal to me. Let's see here. What do you think of the Tippmann Armory 9mm Gatling gun?
It's a Gatling gun. I want one.
Well, I know, right? I don't know anything about it.
Is that the one that Mac has? And Fina, you'll have to let us know. But Mac just got this little Gatling gun. It shoots 9mm. I wonder if that's the Tippmann Armory. Yeah, I guess maybe it is because his is 9mm. If that's the one that he has, it's pretty damn cool. I saw him cranking that thing off, and I was like, "That's pretty awesome."
I'd be all over it, and that is not an NFA item.
No,
because they are single fired, and they just fire as fast as you can crank them.
Exactly, and he's cranking it, and it's blasting them right off. And it looks like it kind of looks like you just snap a Glock mag into it. That's what it looks like from the side. I think it's just, but again, it's, it's wherever you put it is what you're shooting at. So it's not like you can just pick it up and aim it and move it around, but it's kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
I had, and I don't know whatever I did with it, but I used to have this little cannon. It was a little mini cannon, and you could put a golf ball in it, and it would actually shoot a golf ball like 300, 400 yards. It would just blow it out of this little cannon. It was kind of cool.
Nice.
So, and you could definitely mess with a car door for sure with that thing. Let's see here. See what I've missed. Let me do a little catching up here. Yes, I guess Mac did a video on it, so that was the one. Do we have constitutional carry in Texas? Keith is asking that. No, we do not, and we need it. So, and you don't have it there either, do you?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So, I mean, we have open carry. Anybody can open carry. You can conceal carry without a permit now, although permit is still recommended.
Yeah.
And I think that's going to put you in a better stead, but it has become far more loose as far as the restrictions and requirements.
Yeah. We definitely need it. I mean, it should be every state, period. You shouldn't have to even have a damn, you shouldn't have to get a license, so to say. Arizona has it. There's a lot of states that do.
I think New York has it.
Yeah, well, REB is right. We have it, but just during an emergency. So like if you have a hurricane or something like that, you can do it. But I don't give a shit if we had a disaster. I don't give a shit what they said either way. My ass would be doing what I need to do.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, we just passed 2 brand new laws here in New York State.
Yeah,
two pretty awesome laws.
You have to wait 6 months.
Yeah, well now, that's already a given. But now, of course, if you go and you get your background check, and you don't get approved the first time around, and you get delayed, normally within 72 hours, if the gun shop did not hear anything back from the ATF, you would be able to get your gun. Well, now in New York State, because Cuomo is Cuomo. He decided to pass a law with his kingdom, his fiefdom, basically in New York State, where now it's a mandatory 30 days. So, his basis for that was to basically say that gives the federal officials enough time to investigate the person fully, so that we can, of course, alleviate any mishaps or crimes or whatever. So, whatever.
What's up?
Oh, look at this guy.
What's up?
How's it going, man?
Not too bad. Tired. How about you guys?
Living the dream.
Doing well.
I'm in the Caribbean, man. I can't be any happier.
Oh yeah, I bet.
Yep. So that was one law, and the second law that was passed, I can't remember what it is. I don't think it's as ridiculous as this one, but the writing is on the wall with New York. I mean, like I've always said, if you guys don't think it's not going to come to you, you're absolutely wrong. We've been nothing more than the laboratory test guinea pigs for everybody else.
Yeah, but you also have to look at it this way. It's in some areas it's more tolerant, or they have a lot of liberals, or they have whomever. They start pushing it in other states, such as ours or some other ones, and there's going to be a shitload of backlash. And plus, your governor, the governor behind it, like our governor wouldn't tolerate that. I don't think.
Right. Well, that's precisely why he's not going to run for president, because he's already got his kingdom.
Yeah,
he's got everything. He's got everything he needs in New York State. So there's no reason for him to go.
Yeah. How are you doing, Honest?
Well, not too bad. I was supposed to shoot a match tonight, but I worked a little late, so figured I'd hop on here instead.
Good deal.
It's that's a poor second place, unfortunately.
No, that's all right. it's plenty of fun regardless.
Yeah, if you ain't first, you're last, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I asked this question to the other guys. If price doesn't matter, it can be a rifle, shotgun, whatever. What is your holy grail gun? Doesn't have to be affordable. It's just your holy grail gun.
Oh, definitely that Atlas I keep talking about for sure.
Okay.
I want to get a Hyperion L, a custom one with a titanium a titanium sight block and a bunch of custom stuff
Cool.
specifically for me. So yeah,
Cool. Mine was a
Oracle
saw.
actually.
Mine was an F1 saw.
It was a saw like a full auto.
Yeah.
I guess I wasn't being creative enough. Minigun.
Yeah. Yeah, because I said price didn't matter, so you could.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you could really. I mean, you know, first I was really wanting a yeet cannon, but I figured I'd have to put that on the back burner.
Well, a 40 millimeter launcher would be pretty sweet too. I mean, that'd take care of the mice.
That's true. That's
Yeah.
true. And
there you go.
neighbors and their cars and all sorts of fun stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. A bazooka.
Yeah, that's only one shot though. You can reload the launcher.
Yeah, that's true too. That's true too. Yeah, and you know, hell, I don't even have to have a fully automatic SCAR. You know, there's triggers and stuff you can do to them to kind of make them cool. But you know, of course, I'm not a license 3, so.
Have you ever shot a SCAR?
Yes.
Yeah, I owned one for a long time. I had a 16 forever. I'm happy I don't have it anymore.
Really?
Yeah, I like my AR-15s a lot more. And the SCAR it's very reliable, but it's also kind of heavy and cumbersome, and the recoil impulse is weird. You know, the 17's nice. I
said a saw.
Oh yeah, I know. I was just
I had a SCAR. I'm sorry, I had a 16 SCAR. Yes.
But you can get a semi-auto saw, but they're horribly overpriced.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I had a 16 SCAR. Yes, I had it.
Okay.
I had it when it first came out. Matter of fact, and I was telling Harry, I was at a gun store yesterday, and it's guys that I know. A guy came in with a black SCAR 17 and needed to sell it. The gun store owner didn't buy it, but the guy that worked behind the counter bought it. He bought the SCAR 17 and 6 mags. Guess what he paid for it?
$2,000?
$1,900, and it looks like it's brand new.
You know, a lot of those guys, they get SCARs and they want to get rid of them super quick, you know, because they'll buy them, you know, because FN's got a problem with importing them, so they're hard to find. And then you'll see a bunch of guys that buy them for $2,800 or $3,500, and they're trying to turn around and sell it for the same price. Like, good luck, bud.
Yeah.
Right.
That's with everything.
Yeah, but $1,900 is a smoking deal.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but I never cared for the cheek weld area and the UGG boot. It didn't line up really well for me.
I had an ACR stock on mine, and I more than preferred that. I'm going to get an ACR for review pretty soon too, and I think the stock might be the only good thing about that gun, but we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, I definitely prefer those stocks, and they make SCAR. You know, they make them for the SCARs, but I just had the stock SCAR. And I do agree that they're somewhat overrated. But anything else fun and exciting on your end? I saw your revolver.
Yeah. I've been thinking about sending some guns to KS, and that got me thinking, man, I haven't shot those in a while. So I went out and shot my 1873 and my lever gun today too. So I shot a Cowboy. I had 2 hours off this morning before I went to work. I shot 200 rounds of Cowboy guns.
Nice.
Sweet.
Nothing wrong with that.
Okay.
So did you have your Cowboy holster on and do some rifleman shit and then go to your holster?
Sadly, no, but I need to start that. I feel like.
Yeah. You need to get one for each hand and do cross draw.
You know, I've been looking for a big loop for my Winchester, but I can't ever seem to find one. I don't think I've ever seen one for sale, and I know it slows down your times just a little bit, but it makes you look real cool when you can flip it, because you can kind of flip it one-handed with a regular lever, but I got big hands. I know you guys do too, and it'll pinch the shit out of your hand if you do it wrong.
Doesn't Ranger Precision make it?
I don't know. If they do, send me a link. I'd love one of those.
Yeah.
17's trying to say something.
I was just saying Ranger Point Precision is usually good to go with anything you need for lever action rifles.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to step on you. That's who I was thinking of too.
That's okay.
It's weird, but I can't see your face.
I know. Well, you know, like I said, here, you want to see it? I don't know if you want to see it. I don't even know where the button is. There we are. I'm on a balcony, dude. I'm like, I've been drinking most of the day and night. So,
Yeah.
you know, I feel great.
Hey, what better to do a chat then?
Right.
Listen, I have to tell you, I have drinking. Listen to me. I've had so many mojitos since I've been in Puerto Rico. It's not even funny. And it's a Cuban drink. I can't believe it.
Well, I told you they're like
really
90% sugar and like 10% alcohol.
They're so good here, man. So good.
I'll bet.
A lot of dudes in Speedos down there.
You know, I have no comment on that at all.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
All I can say is if you're going to be a guy who wears a Speedo, you might want to think about shaving. That's all I can say.
Oh.
And when you do shave, at least shave the whole way through. All right. Don't leave the one spot that's supposed to be shaven non-shaven. Doesn't look good, guys. I'm not that guy. I'm a board short guy, but you know, there are some of those.
That's funny.
Yeah. Look like he's smuggling a donkey or something.
Got a chia pet in his pants.
Yeah.
What you got?
There you go. Put a little water on it.
So,
oh shit.
yeah.
Crazy.
So it's listen, I don't even think I want to come back home. I'll be honest with you. I mean, you know, it's great when you're on vacation because, you know, nothing in real life is like this. So, and this is like one of the first real vacations I've had in probably like 15 years.
Wow.
So I'm living it up and I'm like, holy shit, I've never been this relaxed in my whole life.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
So,
Vacations can definitely help you out. But when you get back, it's like you need a vacation from your vacation.
now, let me ask you guys this question. This is an odd question, but everywhere I go, when I see a cop, I'm checking out their gun. I know that sounds weird, but do you normally do that to see what they're carrying?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because that's every cop that's been here in Puerto Rico, every damn one of them, I'm like, oh, Glock 17. Oh, there's that one. There's this one, the SIG P320. You know, and my wife's looking at me saying, what's wrong with you? And I'm like, nothing. I just want to know what they're carrying.
Yeah.
So,
You ever
yeah.
look at the sights? You ever try to look closer and see if they've upgraded the sights or something?
Yeah.
I do that sometimes.
I won't do it here because I'll probably go to jail. But you know, at home definitely. There's a lot of police presence here, man. It's crazy. It's really it's interesting. Like I said, it's very interesting here right now.
You see a lot of cops with RMRs. I haven't.
I have not
Hear
seen
about it a lot.
I've not seen any with those.
I didn't
But
know.
I guess that's the new trend, right?
Yeah, but you never see it. You always hear about it from people selling them, but you never see them. At least I don't.
Yeah, because when I went to Europe, you know, I talked to a lot of this, but you know, I put them on Instagram, and you know, the special force guys I talked to and stuff, and it was pretty cool to see the rifles and the pistols they were carrying. But man, you're talking about some, and nothing against SIG 226s, but I was just like, they weren't even the tricked out versions. They were like the bottom of the barrel 226s, and I was like, holy shit, man, I carry a better gun than this every day. But they were rocking them. And matter of fact, I did ask one guy, I said, are those the stock night sights? And he goes, yeah. And he told me, he said, the back ones won't even light up. And I was like, and you're freaking carrying it? And he's like, that's what they gave us.
But I also guess on their behalf, though, the likelihood of them having to pull that gun is probably a lot less than here.
Probably so.
Because those people don't have access to firearms like we do.
Yeah.
Probably so.
Tactical considerations is saying it's big in Arizona and Nevada, which is interesting. I'm not seeing red dots at all around here, and I know a couple of departments have tested them and kind of pondering the idea, but nobody's gone to it at all.
We have the Dallas Sheriff's Department, not the Dallas Police Department, but the sheriffs. A lot of those guys are carrying 34s with RMRs on them.
I think that makes sense.
What's funny is they have Terran tactical base plates on them.
Wow, they're getting serious. Somebody's seen some John Wick, huh?
Yeah,
base plates on.
Yeah, it's a stock Glock 34, but it had the RMR and they had Terran tactical base plate in the pistol, and then the guy had 2 Terran tactical base plates on its side, and I was like, wow, that's pretty cool.
And that's probably.
Sense, I think it would be easier for officers to get good accuracy, especially in like hostage situations and stuff with a red dot. You know, it takes less training.
Yeah.
And if you're getting a guy that's, you know, not super into pistols and you start him with a red dot, you're probably better off.
Yeah. Yeah, that's very true.
Yeah. Yeah. And, you know, some of the And I did ask the officer, I said, is that yours? And he said, yes, we can carry our pistol, like what they choose, but it has to be on the list. And the Glock was on the list and the RMR is on their list. So, but I didn't know about the Terran tactical base plates, but
I imagine something like that they probably don't think too much about. I mean, that's not really a modification of the firearm at all. It adds a couple of rounds, and I don't think anybody cares. They're accountable for their rounds regardless of how many they have on their belt. I don't think base plates and tactical considerations, you could correct me if I'm wrong, but I would imagine a base plate probably wouldn't make a difference unless it's like a +10 base plate or something that was just sort of ridiculous. I mean, that would be my thought on that.
what's wrong with a +10?
Well, nothing.
I think they should carry fun sticks.
Only fun sticks, and actually in the gun on the holster with a fun stick.
Yeah.
And full auto. Just screw accuracy altogether.
Yeah.
Get a little Glock 18 out there.
Have you shot a Glock 18? That they are hard to shoot.
I never have.
Accuracy.
Yeah.
Wow.
So we don't have an 18. We've got a 17, an automatic 17.
Yeah.
Center fire, and they won't let you shoot it out of the. It's kind of a Roni rig, something like that. So you can shoot it out of that just fine. But they're not real keen on people taking it out and shooting it with that because it just goes straight up.
They're gonna blow the ceiling out.
Yeah, it's exact. They'll do all sorts of damage. So they're pretty careful about that.
Yeah. Is it that wire stock? Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Oh, is it that wire stock that comes off the bottom of the pistol grip? Is that what you're talking about? Because I've seen some of those, and those are awful. Those stocks flex when you're trying to shoot them, and it makes it even harder to actually shoot them.
Yeah, no, this is the full encasement. They've become a little bit more popular lately, but the whole gun goes with inside of it and it closes in, so it becomes almost like an SBR basically.
Sure. Yeah, some of them have that wire stock in it, but that was like the old school ones, when the 18 first became popular. They have that stock that comes into the bottom of the pistol grip and it offsets the balance because the recoil, is coming at the slide, but then the pressure of the stock is like 6 inches below that, and it just the gun kind of goes all over the place.
Yeah, I could see that. By the way, tactical considerations said no more than +2 by policy for their department.
I think what annoys me the most, at least in my neck of the woods, is the fact that even with the guns that we're allowed to have the low capacity magazines, unless of course you're a police officer.
Yeah.
And I can't stand the double standard just on that aspect, and I'm not knocking cops. I have plenty of friends who are cops. I've worked with the police myself, not as a police officer, but with them closely. And I have to tell you that I would say there's some, people who wear a badge who are not balanced either, right? And I find that to be very hypocritical that in New York State, they can have high capacity magazines or normal capacity. They can go out and buy themselves an AR-15 as they were meant to be had. But the normal human being, the average Joe, Joe Q. Public cannot, or John Q. Public cannot. And that always has irritated me quite a bit in regards to the New York State laws.
Well, they're kind of developing a military arm inside the United States like that, because I mean, they are supposed to be civilians, so they're, subject to the same laws we are, but it doesn't seem like that these days.
No.
Yeah, because when I go to
a good example of that. I'm sorry, I just want to,
no problem.
So like my local Podunk Police Department, that by the way stops answering calls after midnight. They just bought a Humvee. And I'm sitting here saying to myself, what in God's name do they need a Humvee for? There's maybe at best 3 of them on duty at all times. And then at midnight, there's nobody. We have to rely on the state police. So I'm like, what the hell do they need that for?
Yeah, I hear you. My wife and I were at this like rundown drive-in diner outside LaPorte City by a Sure Shot range near Waterloo, Iowa. And it's like this real small town, like this podunk town with like, you see like 1970 trucks drive by, and then there's an officer eating an ice cream cone in full kit. Like he's got like actual level 3 body armor, like rifle plates. He's got AR magazines across the top, a med kit on the side. I'm like, what do you think you're going to run into here? Like, when's the last time there was a shooting in LaPorte City?
Listen, I heard ISIS is targeting ice cream stands, so you got to be careful.
I was going to say, you better not take his ice cream cone away from him.
Yeah, right? I'd be in trouble.
Yeah, I mean, course, y'all probably know my thoughts on it, but anything military or civilian, we should be able to have is my thought process on that. But I go to GT distributors a lot, and they're, a law enforcement, they sell body armor and stuff like that, and they sell specialized ammo. Well, what's crazy is on their boxes of ammo, and they have HST and, everything you want to buy. But if the Dallas Police Department, uses it for their guns, it actually has and HST used to say this on there. It said LE only. It's a little sticker.
Mm-hmm.
So if you weren't LE, you couldn't buy it. Well, they changed that for HST, but they do have some specialized ammo, and it's 9mm, and it says law enforcement only. And y'all can probably guess what the ammo is, okay? And if you don't know, it's Ranger T. Okay, and are y'all familiar with Ranger T? Okay.
No.
Inside the hollow point, it actually has a little poked projectile. And if y'all remember, do you remember black talons?
Yep.
Okay. It's basically black talons without the black coating on it. So it's the same damn bullet. I mean, and, they outlawed it because it was, they said it'd penetrate bulletproof vests and stuff. And so you can't buy a Ranger T ammo in that store.
So it's a hollow point with a point inside.
It's got like a little point right inside of it. So it's a hollow point, but then has a little projectile kind of like inside of it. You'd have to see it. You can pull it up, Ranger T, but it's the same thing like Black Talon used to have, and but it doesn't have the black coating.
So basically, it hurts, and then it hurts more.
Yeah,
Right.
well, it's the same. It's the same exact bullet, and because I have I think I still have 10 boxes of Black Talon, but it's the same damn bullet, just doesn't have the black. God, what do they call it? It's a black coating. I forget, there was a name for it, but that doesn't have that on it. But it's the same exact projectile. And they will not sell bulletproof any vest or anything to civilians.
Really? See, when I was younger, I used to think bulletproof vests were illegal. And then I had a buddy that was an officer, and he's like, "Nah, bro, you can just buy that whenever you want." So now I have a few. I'd never done reviews on them, but I have a couple just to have them.
Yeah. No, I do too. But I'm not the tactical guy that's going to run around out in the yard and stuff with one on.
I do.
Yeah, I'm lazy. My neighbors would feel like that was probably a little weird, I bet.
I actually wear mine when I'm mowing the yard.
That's
There
a
you
good
go.
one.
I actually don't even have any. What I do is I put some pots and pans, and I hang them over my back and my front, and then I pray.
Yeah.
There you go.
Cast iron pans, man, they work.
Yeah. Most people won't know what these are, but the really thick phone books you used to get back in the day,
Yeah.
you can actually wrap phone books around you too.
Oh, yeah. Books will work better than pans, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Books will catch a bullet.
Exactly.
Great.
Yeah.
Great. There goes the whole armor.
Yeah. Yeah. Because we shot one of those old pans that Teflon coated or whatever. And what's funny is the 45 stopped it, or the 45 dented it. The 308 dented, or no, excuse me, the 30. What is it? The
Alzheimer's.
what? The what?
I heard that.
No. The what's the little one? Not a 9mm.
380.
380. The 380 dented it, and a 9mm just flew right through it and ripped it wide open.
Yeah, 9mm got better penetration than 45. That's for sure.
Well, and speed too, but
yeah, speed, and it's got a narrower bullet.
Yeah, so I was like, yeah, you don't want to use body armor out of pots and pans. Let's see.
So the armsman is saying there's a guy at his range that wears a vest and tactical gear from head to toe every time he goes to the range. It's awesome.
I saw
if
one
it's your job, I guess I could see it. You want to test your kit and stuff, but if you're just out there having fun, I guess so be it. I mean, there's worse things in the world, but just not for me.
Yeah, I was at the range today shooting, and I saw a guy that had, he had his pants on, and it was a flak jacket. It was a camo flak jacket, but he was wearing it, had some patches on it and stuff. And I was kind of looking at him, and he was, doing like a teacup grip and stuff. And I was like, okay, cool. Whatever works for you. But, and I wasn't going to disrespect him and take a picture or any of that stuff, because I'm just not going to do that. I'm just glad he was there shooting.
Those are the people, though, that I don't want to shoot next to, because those are the ones that I trust the least. You know, seriously, like I do. I feel like those are the people who feel like they have something to prove, which usually gets somebody shot or hurt. So I'm always like, you know, when I go into the range, and I always look to see who's near me. And sometimes it's frightening. I'm not going to lie. Sometimes it's very scary to see some of those people coming into the range. You know, I appreciate the fact they're going to shoot. I don't appreciate the fact that they don't really practice a lot of safety, or they're busy, you know, hooping and hollering because they shot a shotgun. And I'm like, wow, it's a shotgun guy. You're in an indoor range shooting a shotgun. Like, really?
Yeah.
You know, but I try to always gauge who's near me so that if I don't feel comfortable, I move. I don't care.
Yeah, well, there were 6 guys next to me in one bay, 6 guys, and they were rotating pistols and rifles out. And, you know, you should bring your rifle or pistol inside your bay because they're bulletproof walls, and set it on there and take it out of the bag. They were like just dragging rifles from all the way at the back wall, and the guy had to come up to him and go, hey, guys, you know, he had to tell him like 3 times. And the guy was like, well, can we sit back here and load our clips at least? Clip. I turned around and looked at him, and I was like, clip? Is that something you wear in your hair? And he was like, looking at me like he didn't know what the hell I was talking about. And I was just like, man, don't say that word. It's crazy.
Well, you know what scares me is kids. I almost got shot by a kid at a Blackhawk range with a 22, especially kids who have, I guess, lack thereof of parents. You know what I mean? Like parents will kind of load the gun and just look the other way for a little while, get on their phone. That'll scare the crap out of you.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because they just don't know, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I had a girl start lighting off a 1022 in the target because I walked down to change my target. I was like, range clear, you know, everything's fine. All of a sudden, pew, pew, pew. And I'm like running as fast as the big ass could.
Crap.
It's great.
Yeah. I mean, I've got videos where I'm filming my target, and I haven't even shot, you know, I'm just talking to the camera, and you can see my target go, pew, pew, and it's moving. And I'm like, what the hell? And I pull it in, and there's like 22 rounds, you know, the little 22 rounds in it. And I look next to me, and there's a kid and his dad or something shooting. And I'm like, okay, whatever. So I don't beat them up too bad as long as they're staying in their own bay. But anything new? We got a couple of minutes. Anything new and exciting coming up on the channels?
No, just got to shoot a couple of guns when I get home, and I'm going to try to get this probably for the holidays. I want to try to get a new Marlin. I want to get a Marlin 3030, one of the Black Series, and just see what, you know, there's one in my local gun shop that I really, really want, but it's out of the price range right now. I've spent too much money this summer and shit. So I have to slow down, wait, and then maybe for Christmas, you know, I'll be able to hook myself up with that. That right for me, like, is the rifle that I really want right now. It just has a bunch of things that I like on it. Has the rail, you know, it has the XS sight system on there, the big lever loop, which I love. Comes with it's kind of stupid, but I guess it's usable. But it has the paracord shoulder strap. So, I mean, it's pretty cool. But that's definitely the one rifle that I have my eyes on right now.
I got a Marlin 3030 with a big loop if you want to shoot it sometime.
Oh, man, yeah. I love levers, man.
It's got a red dot on it, though. I don't know if those are legal in New York.
Oh, yeah. Actually, the Marlin that I'm looking at, I can put a muzzle brake on it because it's not a semi-auto.
Sweet.
So it actually comes with a threaded barrel. So
do they make a muzzle brake for 3030? I don't know if they do.
Yeah.
Do they? I'm sure they do. I guess. I found one for 6mm Creedmoor.
You know who does is Ranger Point Precision. Has all the stuff for lever.
Okay. I'm gonna have to go over there and look.
I'm not sponsored by them, just saying. But they do all good stuff for lever action rifles.
What about you, KS?
So I was reading a comment from REB. He was saying, did anyone see the tweet from GOA about the guy that had a break-in in his house while he was in the shower, and he had his gun in there with him? That's pretty crazy. But I guess as luck would have it. I mean, like I said, the XTAR video drops this weekend. Working on a couple of other ones. I mean, I have a couple of different directions I could go. After that, I think the Steyr needs to be done. I'd like to spend some time with that. I kind of wish I had it up here. And then after that, I'm not sure just yet. I've got several that I haven't reviewed, like the revolver and that sort of thing. And so Every day is a new adventure.
Cool.
I think you're going to be very happy with the new style.
I'm looking forward to it.
What about you, Honest?
Oh, I don't know. I kind of plan every day by day. I'm gonna do some Winchester review. I'm gonna do the Taylor & Co. Revolver. I don't know. I am gonna get the Desert Tech back again, hopefully pretty soon. So we'll see how that goes.
Cool.
Nice.
Yeah, I tested the Harrington Arms HC9 comp today, and it works very well. So I got to play around with that and still doing the red dot thing and enjoying it more and more every day. So, and I've got I got some gear that was sent in. I got some stuff I'm going to be doing to a pistol, and I hopefully will be picking up a new custom, or one of my pistols that I had customized. So hopefully I'll be getting that pretty soon.
I just forgot to mention, actually, I'm getting 3 of my CZs back this week, and I'm happy about that. I sent my PO7 that I did my own trigger job to Cajun Gunworks, and they literally called me to laugh at me. So that's funny. Because I put an AR trigger spring in there for like the detent because I lost the spring. And they were like, what the hell is this? And then they did my P10, and I'm getting my slide from Primary Arms for my red dot for my Shadow 2. So that should be super cool.
Nice.
But I was going to ask you guys, do you know any place that sells Shadow 2 slide parts? Because I bought an actual slide, but it doesn't come with any of the parts, and I don't want to change all mine over because I want to run my iron sight gun still. But yeah, I don't really know where to look.
CZ Custom has firing pin, sights, all that stuff.
You know, I thought that, but I called them 3 times today, and they didn't respond or answer the phone. And I'm getting so tired of their customer service. I want to find somebody else.
Did you not find them online? I mean, like when you pull it up?
I don't want to look for. I just want to call them and be like, "Hey, I need all the slide parts. Send them to me." I'm lazy, and I was at work, and I didn't want to look them up on my phone.
Yeah, I was gonna say you got to look them all up, but they've got firing pins. They've got they got all the stuff. It's just you got to go through and look it all up.
I suppose that's what I'll have to do.
Or you can call CZ customer service. You know, and those guys are very helpful. So
stop being lazy.
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, it's bad when you're on a mission and trying to find crap, for sure. Too many places to look.
I just know I'm going to buy a bunch of parts, and then I'm going to miss like 2 or 3, and I'm going to have to order them and then put them in and realize I don't have something and then order. You know what I mean? I don't know if you guys do that, but I certainly do.
Yeah, it's like you wish everything just came in one bag, and you're like, here's what I need. Yeah. But it doesn't on CZ Custom. You got to get all the crap individually.
But that's why I like, companies like Dawson Precision or like Cajun Gunworks. Like you call Cajun Gunworks, I had them do like a custom trigger job for me for my PO7 where they like welded the connector and all kinds of stuff. Like those guys are awesome. Yeah. If CZ Custom could learn one thing from them, it would be, maybe have somebody answer the phone every once in a while.
Right. Well, if you can get in, Winged Warrior is saying Stuart. Ask for Stuart.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I think they're one of their lead gunsmiths, right? I think I've talked to that guy before.
Mm.
Yeah, and don't worry. I mean, to be honest, both of them do awesome work. I've just been really preferring Cajun lately. They just don't have the parts selection, I don't think, that CZ Custom does.
Right.
Are you talking to David over at Cajun?
I forget who I talked to today.
Scott.
Not David.
It's Scott, probably.
Yeah. Yep.
Scott and David, I think.
Yeah.
Yep. But those guys are awesome. Every time I deal with them, I'm like, man, I should call you guys more.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, cool.
Cost me $400 though. Damn it. That's a lot of money in triggers.
It's expensive.
Yeah. Yep. But you can make it the way you want it, or have them make it the way you want it.
Yeah, I think I'm going to do a crazy PO7 build. I think I'm going to send that guy to a primary machine and have him lighten the slide and maybe put some fiber optic sights on it. I don't know. I carry that gun so much. I carry it more than any other full-size gun, so might as well do it up a little bit.
Make it the way you want it.
Cool.
All right. Well, we appreciate everyone coming on. Appreciate the family out there. Of course, there's some channels out there, so you guys check them out, sub to each other. We appreciate it so much. And we will be back on next Wednesday. I don't know whose channel yet. Matter of fact, I will be out next Wednesday. I've got some other commitments that I've got to take care of, but we appreciate y'all so much. Thank you, gentlemen. Appreciate y'all coming on, and If y'all have any questions, please leave them afterwards. We'll try to check them out for you, and appreciate y'all very much.
Thank you.
All right. See ya.
Thanks, everyone.
Later.
See ya.
I'll turn it off this time. All right.
Whoa, my face got bigger.
That's what it mine.